And the bike and Emuno, as him coach Riazero, as him na Ubosicata Adrena Emma, give me Bomane against it. As no Gadikechi, nature da wagu. Otu anyị kwuru onye akọ ya dịrịrị ise ise dịka o si dị anyị eje ka anyị gbapụ ya ọsọ ka anyị gosikwa unu ya ji maka ya wee bịa n'ụbọchị nke taa. Ị na-anya ya bụ egwu na-eche ejizi, ya bụ egwu na-adazi kwarapụ kwarapụ maka o si wee dị anyị ga na-ewetara unu ozi ọbụla na-ekwu gbasara maka Eastern Region and the days of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu n'iru akwụkwọ a. Okay, you na-eji dọkịta bụ press brief of the Biafran Prime Minister of Federal Republic of Government of Biafra in Exile, bụ Maazị Simon Ekpa. O were ife okwu n'iru akwụkwọ a. Anyị ma chọkwa unu ga ya bụ ife maka ọnụrụ si mee gịnị si kọrọ nwanne ya, ị ga-esie ya ịdrọpụra anyị kọmentị gị on the comment section below ka efi nwere ike ikwu gbasịta maka ya bụ ife Prime Minister na-ekwu n'iru akwụkwọ a ka efi nwere ike ikwu gbasịta maka ya. All right, over to you, sir.
To go through the process of verification, go through the process of passing the primary election from his party, and then you also allowed him to contest, to be a flag bearer of his party, and then to go into the main election as a contestant or aspirant. And then you contested against him, only for you to turn back to say he was convicted in the United States. He forged the document and all that. So every reasonable person should have known that it is all along a scam. And let me tell you that the reason why all these people, Atiku and Obi, all of them, the reason why they are doing what they are doing is to cover a lot of impunities up. It was an agreement between Tinubu and other cabals who are running Nigeria that Tinubu should be the next president because he knows much about the dead Buhari. People don't believe that Buhari is dead, or he's dead, and Tinubu is aware. Tinubu know a lot of things concerning that. So they went into this agreement, and those who are caucus knows that Tinubu have a lot of information which could tear Nigeria apart even faster than the Biafra agitation. So what you see happening now is just a kangaroo court, kangaroo ruling to deceive the public. Peter Obi is aware of it. He was never serious. Like I have said from the beginning, from the onset, Peter Obi was only a tool that is being used by the British to lure other Biafrans into supporting one Nigeria, so that by the time you'll be down, you will not have the impetus to come back again and start shouting Biafra, because every reasonable person will say, oh, it's because you lost the election. That's why you are coming down to fight for Biafra. And they're never going to take you serious. So, but look at where we are. We stood our ground because we know something that they don't know. And we stood our ground. So nobody will now come and say, oh, because the P2B has failed. So now Biafra agitation is now burning like a flame. Biafra agitation has been burning like a flame during the election. We have not stopped, continue to burn like a flame after the election. It continued to burn like a flame during the tribunal ruling. So nobody will come down and say, oh, it is because of the P2B lost election. So anybody coming from obedient to join Biafra liberation can join. Nobody's going to, because you don't even know who they are. So nobody will come down and say, oh, it's because of the election. But if all of us have abandoned this particular Biafra agitation, according to them, to go and start following P2B, which is a scam, don't you see that Biafra would have been a closed chapter by now? Because there is no reasonable. They only say it is because you failed election, and then it become a political movement, which is what all these criminals, defunct criminals that were expelled in the struggle, have been piloting for many years. So, yes, and that is the reason why I'm not making exposition on many things. I'm not making analysis on many things, because Nigeria are dumb. Like most of these people that are, you can imagine the names of those who are the tribunal judges. If you listen to the name, you're going to see they're from Connaught, so they know nothing. they don't have critical thinking. So most of the judges in Nigeria are making their rulings based on public opinion. So you are right. You may be right. That is because of the exposition I made and that because exactly what I said is how they pronounce their ruling. Exactly what I said. So we cannot completely rule that out, that it is because so this is exactly what they follow. So we already know that the jurisprudence in Nigeria is all about public opinion. That's why anything that is happening, they come to public and they push it to the media instead of them handling it in the court. They want to see how public will react. They want to hear the public opinion, and then the ruling goes that way. And that is a very terrible situation. And one of the reasons that we have to get our freedom and begin to practice, the real justice system, and how the judges can make their ruling not based on public opinion, but based on the what the law says. Thank you.
PM,
Yes.
it's good that you recognize that your analysis played a huge role. If not, I would have brought so many instances where Nigeria has actually took your word for word, note for note, and they acted upon it. Many times it has been your exposition, but like you said, you notice it and you stop giving out so many exposition. Yes. But if you observe during that Obi campaign was when you studied the ship of IPOB. There came Obi, and we have a lot of heavyweights that we never knew that they were sharp. The likes of WIC throwing their weight behind Peter Obi. And look at them, here is Simon Ekpa steadying the ship. All of a sudden, there comes a very big distraction. How much do you think this of a pressure were to you? Was it a pressure to you, or because you became a lonely voice crying in the wilderness at that time? But surprise, surprise, you say we want to welcome them, we want to do this. So why is it that easy for you?
You see, I am in this struggle to get Biafra. Okay, not for nothing else. I am in this struggle to get freedom. I'm in this struggle to make history. So it does not matter, what happened in the past. It does not matter what transpired between us and the people that are gullible and they followed the wrong path. So if now they have realized their mistake and come to support what we are doing financially and otherwise, I don't have a problem with that. Because the point is that sometimes it is good for things to happen like this so that you can learn. But sometimes it will be very dangerous because it is those who stays alive that will tell the story and also will learn. Many people have died during this election, and today they are not here to tell the story or to learn their lesson. So they died, and they died for nothing. So those who, during that time, they came with a lot of propaganda against me that I'm working for Nigeria government. Even now, they say I'm working for Nigeria government. I don't know the rationale behind that, but anyway, some people say Tinubu have paid me, and I don't know the rationale behind that. So when I had a meeting with the World Congress, and I was very disappointed because these are the people who was also working with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and I was part of it during that time. And all of a sudden, they turned 360 degree. So it was a shock to me. But then, that's what happens in a movement like this. So when they were talking and shouting P2B and all that, I told them, look, all of you are, some of them are 70 years, some of them are 60 years. You people have known history. You have seen Nigeria, Nigeria have seen you. Some of you also have knowledge about Biafra. So if you think that P2B is going to make any headway, then you are a disgrace to your age. If somebody like me, who may be the same age with their children, some of them know that Nigeria is not going to work, P2B is not going anywhere, and you that are supposed to know better than me, you are following P2B, that all of you will be disgraced. Today, it has happened. So the thing is that the only hope we have is Biafra. And in Biafra, you are going to attain your potential. Your potential you can never attain your potential in Nigeria. Look at who is the Attorney General of Nigeria. Look at who is the CGN of Nigeria. Look at all these people that are making these rulings for the Presidential Tribunal. Look at their names. These are people that studied Islamic law. They knows nothing about common law system, and they don't know how to, analyze things critically as lawyers and judges. This is the problem. So most of them will listen to the public, to know what the public is saying or what the public are saying, and they make their ruling based on that. That's what Nigeria is all about. So anybody that studied Nigeria knows how Nigeria's justice system work. They make their ruling based on public opinion. That's why every single thing that comes out, it goes to the Nigerian media, and they are, they're debating it on media and all that. And the lawyers are also the same. So you can never, if you go to Nigeria law school, you are going to behave like them. That's why all these criminal like a job for them, whenever something happens, instead of them to go to court, they post it on social media, because they don't have any other way to have how to defend their client other than public opinion. The judges are doing the same, the lawyers are doing the same. So when you have a case, you throw it to social media. What is the essence of doing that? You want to seek the public opinion, and from there, they get idea how to defend their client. That is the problem in Nigeria. So that's why we are going to fight and do everything for us to exit and fix Biafra judiciary, and the justice system of Biafra is going to be the best in Africa, because we know, we have learned lawyers all over the world, and we're going to, even those in Biafra land are doing wonders too. But so long as you are practicing under the Nigeria system, you are one of them. Thank you.
RPM, this will be the last because you have limited time, but I will say, are you vocally or eloquently stretching this hand to what Igbo Congress and the rest? And how much are you willing to trust them, being the third time that they will betray you in future? Because I dare to predict. Now you want everybody in, you and this struggle to get Biafra, anybody that is genuinely pursuing Biafra. But if you have some unstable characters, like the World Igbo Congress, sorry to say, but that's the truth. Are you still vocally expressing this hand of fellowship? And how much are you willing to trust them?
Thank you very much for that question. You see, the issue of trust. The issue of trust is very difficult to say. I trust them. I can never trust them. Okay, but that is not to say that if they come to support the Biafra struggle, we are not going to work with them. We're going to work with them with a limited information. So we know how we protect our information, the Biafra movement. So they can join us and support the movement financially and otherwise. But the information they are going to be having will be very limited. And that's what we're going to do to everybody that is coming from obedient to this movement, because they're going to come. Most of them today cannot go back to their villages because of the insecurity. And so they need to be part of what we are doing for Biafra to come faster and quicker. So if they come today, we are going to welcome them as prodigal sons and prodigal daughters. So we don't because they have erred, we are going to say no, we are not going to welcome them again. No, if they come today, we want them to come. But one thing I have to assure every Biafran is that, believe me, we know how to play this game, and we play it very well. So anybody that joins us today from Obedient will also feel the sense of belonging. But the information the person will have or the group will have will be very limited. Thank you.
Thank you, PM. I have to let it be for now.
And,
thank you.
Yes, and then also let me recite my quote. No, if they come today, we want them to come. But one thing I have to assure every Biafran is that, believe me, we know how to play this game, and we play it very well. So anybody that joins us today from Obedient will also feel the sense of belonging. But the information the person will have or the group will have will be very limited. Thank you.
Thank you, PM. I have to let it be for now.
And,
thank you.
Yes, and then also let me recite my quote.
everybody, those who supported you, all of them, I thank all of them. And these people who said, who have obedience, as they come back, we are going to use long school with them. Remember, so they won't release Martin and the kind of man will stop a Obi election. You see how wicked they are. How we are going to follow them, and what we need from them is their finance. Yes, if they don't have the money, they should back off. Anybody who wants to join us must come with money. So without them, we do it with them, we do it faster. But without them, we still do what we're doing. So I thank you for everything. I thank you. I thank every Biafran who has by you. That's why more grace to Evos. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Onyeka, for that. Thank you very much. All right. We continue. Pastor Van Van Vam, you are the next. Pastor Van Van Vam, you're welcome to the program.
Good evening, my Prime Minister.
Good evening from here.
Yeah, I'm honored to be a part of the program tonight. And we want to give glory to Chukwu Kabiama for bringing us this far and for giving us a very, determined and a confident leader in you. And we appreciate you, sir. I want to quickly draw your attention. I'm sure you must have seen it also. The celebration, was it a celebration or was it a congratulatory salute from the Michael Zekome? I saw Michael Zekome, the body language shaking and welcoming, excuse me, the VP of the Zoological Republic. I don't know what he was doing there. Did we see it? So does it not mean that Michael Zekome, when he is in the court there, is fully Zoological Republic and supporting the terrorist government? When he's the other way, he's talking about Mazen Namdekano. Please, what do you have to say about Michael Zekome? Because I saw the video where he was congratulating, even shaking hands with Shetima. And some of them were taking pictures, whether they were even looking for autographs. I don't know. So I want to know if you actually saw that.
Well, I have not come across the video. I have not seen the video.
Okay, I will look for it and send it to you. But that was a big concern to me. I saw a video where he was like greeting Shetima. In fact, Shetima wrote it again. We have won again. I think it was a TikTok video from Shetima _ whatever. I saw it on Twitter. Maybe when I come across it again, I will forward it to you.
Okay. Well, I have to tell you that because Ozekome is defending Mazen Namdekano doesn't make him the enemy of every Nigerian. Okay. So in the law profession, of course, when you have a client like that, like Mazen Namdekano, does not mean that you become enemy of the state. However, of course, this is in a developed world. So you do your job and without any compromise or protecting any interest of the opposite side. So but in Nigeria, what it means is that because of the level of corruption, because of the level of bribery, because of the level of impunity, so once a lawyer does like that to the opposite side, it becomes a sign of compromise. So I wouldn't say that because of that, it makes him a sabo or makes him that is not defending Mazen Namdekano. But the truth is out there that they have not done enough to free Mazen Namdekano because court has discharged him and there is no reason for him to be there. So they are not doing their job. First of all, the same court told them that Mazen Namdekano cannot be tried in any court in Nigeria. So once they go to court, what they should have been doing is to maintain the stand of the other court, which says Mazen Namdekano is not supposed to be tried by any court in Nigeria until the obligation of the first court who pronounced him discharged is met. So they don't need to go to court and start defending whatever the DSS or Nigeria State, brought to that court. So that's where I have issues with them, because the judgment of that court still stand. So anytime they go to court, they should make sure that it is not about discussing whatever frivolous charges brought against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but they should stick to maintaining that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not supposed to be in this court. He's supposed to be freed. That they first of all must respect the other court verdict. If they rearrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then it's a different thing. So you cannot be having another case on top of another case. It doesn't, it is not done anywhere in the world. So because of that particular lackadaisical in their approach in handling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case, I would say they are all compromised. So with what you have just said about the video, of course, it cannot be ruled out that indeed they have compromised. And of course, we know the level of compromising, done by these so-called lawyers. So it is not only about shaking hand. The time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was supposed to appear in court, he traveled to the United States, and to celebrate, which means none of them have the interest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at heart. That is just the fact and the truth. Otherwise, when you have a case, a high-profile case like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, at no point in time would you jeopardize, the opportunity to defend him, and at any point. So him traveling out of Nigeria, knowing fully well that the court case was coming, and that particular time was the time they did the magic, where Ejiofor went to the court without any document, and then without even the indictment against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He went to the court empty-handed, just to present himself there and grant interview to under Mango 3 journalists. So, so I would say that it is not because of shaking Shetima, but generally with their body language and actions, they have compromised. So I will say that, I will say openly that they have compromised, including Michael Zokome, but not because of the shaking of Shetima, because he cannot be enemy to everybody because he's defending Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my Prime Minister. That was just my observation, and I wanted to bring it up. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll continue. Okay, please, those who have
ndị ba ekene m unu ọzọ, asị m daalụ niile na ụmụ Chineke kunu si wee na-esola anyị n'ife anyị na-eme. Ama m na ife anyị na-eme dị unu mma, kabalụ ka ị drop your own comment gbasịta maka ife ị nọ n'elu akwụkwọ a, gbasịta maka ihe Biafran Prime Minister Maazị Simon Ekpa kwugasị. Ama m na ị nụrụ ya ọfụma, then if his own point of view ebe ọ na-alụtagasị aka atago dịka ịnụ ya bụ ife ka ife nwere ike ikwu n'ụdị nke gị, n'echiche nke gị, na ntụkọ nke gị, ka ife nwere ike ikwu gbasịta maka ya bụ ife, ka barụ ka ị drọpụrụ anyị ya on Eastern News 24. Daalụ n'ụmụnne m, nwa nke mesịa.